right, Erin, I'll go ahead and answer your question because you're here live with me. Um, so how do you balance giving training advice on your Facebook group, without giving out too much advice, and tips on balancing that out, especially as a trainer? Um, Really, I don't think that there's a wrong way to go about it. The reality is that you can give away, first of all, everything's on Google. So if somebody, wants free advice, Google's great. They can find a lot of advice on Google. Um, the point of having a Facebook group as a dog trainer is really to establish yourself as an authority, to allow people to get to know you, to allow people to see that you know what you're talking about, and get to know you like personally, like as a human to human relationship. Um, it's really more than just giving out free advice. And the reality is that, a lot of times, especially I know, what specialty you're going into really, there's not, I don't think you can really give away enough free advice. Like, a lot of people are going to want some tips right off the bat, but the reality is that they're going to, when they're ready to make a change and, see like massive change in their life because their dog is impacting their life so much, they're going to invest in getting help from somebody that they know and trust and like. And when that time comes, it's going to be you because you've shown up, you've shown that you're there for them, you are consistent about being there, you give great advice. So there's no like wrong answer. I don't think that you need to worry about holding back. If somebody wants free advice, either they can get it from you or they can get it from Google. And so that's why I really encourage you to post and be honest about what you would do. Just make sure that you don't forget that you're there to sell as well, right? Like, give advice, but also enable people, encourage people to contact you to schedule a consult, encourage people to message you and take that advice to the next level, which is a consultation, right? Or purchase a package or whatever. So what I think a lot of trainers do is they go live or they're in their groups and they're, sharing lots of really great information, but then they forget to have some sort of call to action, like, I don't know, hire me. And I see this all the time. I'm like, you're giving away great advice all the time, which is fabulous and people love it. And, your group is really valuable and it's really engaged. But then if you're not getting clients from it, then it means you're forgetting to tell people to hire you, right? So you have to constantly also let people know how they can get in touch with you, how they can schedule a call, what is that next step that they can take this relationship with you, and remind them of how to do that. And don't be worried about being overly salesy or whatever. Like, just be yourself. They're already getting tons of value from you for free just because of being in the group and seeing the content that's shared in there. So just make sure that you are also encouraging people to sign up for training in one way or another to take that relationship to the next level. That's kind of my bit of advice on that, Erin. Hopefully that helps. Don't be afraid of giving away too much for free. It's already all on Google or YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's not when people are ready to make a change and to have that one-on-one help with a trainer, they're going to make an investment in somebody that they know and like, right? All right. Hi, guys. Oh, lovely questions. Awesome. What verbiage do you use when someone keeps emailing and fishing for free advice, particularly someone that you have a social relationship with? Oh, I love this question. This comes up a lot. It's kind of like the pick your brain question. And I actually have I think this is one of the policies that I put into my client roadmap bundle because it comes up so often. Obviously, everybody has dogs, and when they hear you're a dog trainer, they're like, "Oh, I have a question." Right? It's kind of like a doctor that gets asked, what does this mole on my arm look like? Is it cancer? Right? So it's important to have, maybe some scripts written out that you can just copy and paste to people that are fishing for more free advice. And the reality is that as a trainer, to be able to do your job in the best way possible, you have to know all the details. You have to know everything about the dog's environment, family, lifestyle, like all of that, right? So you need a consultation to really provide them with the best information possible and the best recommendations. So that means you can respond in integrity by saying, this is something that I'm going to need to know a little bit more about the situation to understand better what's going on, to be able to provide the best recommendations. Here's how you can schedule a call with me. And that call needs to be a sales call so that you can get a better picture and provide a program or package that's going to be the best fit for them, right? So that's kind of one of the ways I would do it. But definitely check out my client roadmap bundle. I'll post it after this and tag you in it, because it's got things from like new client onboarding, so getting all of that information from somebody right off the bat correctly and efficiently, to making sure they are compliant with your training program, and then at the end getting a really great review from them, right? That doesn't just happen out of thin air. There are some people that do it out of the generosity of their heart, but there's a lot of ways you can go about requesting really great reviews from people, and that's one of the things I share in that bundle. Okay, Jessica says, may I ask a package question? I've been doing one and done privates. Oh, you're killing me. And you're inspiring me to do packages. Yes. What's the question? Please do more than one lesson. Otherwise, it's not worth your time. Unless it's like, well, the other day I did recommend one of my clients do like an emergency session packet or offer for people that come to her in kind of emergency situations, because she's a really experienced, well-known trainer. And so there are those situations where people kind of come to her as like a last resort, like, oh my gosh, we've tried everything, we need a solution immediately. So she does have like a immediate phone call consultation, but that's kind of a different scenario than like one and done, one-off lessons where you really don't get a chance to see the impact you're making, and all of that. And that's, I feel like I did that when I was first starting out as a trainer, is offer like one-off training lessons. I think for probably a very brief amount of time. And I think that it's not what the client needs, but it's what is easy to sell for you at the time, right? It's easy for you to sell at the time. It's non-committal. It's a low value offer. It's not that expensive, so you feel more comfortable articulating it and saying the price because you don't feel like it's overly expensive. And it doesn't commit you for weeks at a time to working with somebody. And, maybe it is like a one-off potty training question, but likely even with potty training, I have seen that like more than one lesson is still needed, because there's still questions. The people still have questions once they start implementing the material. So not having a package is kind of like a cop-out, if you heard me say that before in the past. What does one create a package for each individual client? I go back and do more lessons, but just book them one from the next, and sometimes the client fades off. Guilty on both ends. Does one create a package for each individual client? So, there's different ways to approach that. I mean, you can do it however you want. I always recommend that you do it based off of, the result that you're going to provide and the value that you're going to provide, rather than the hours of your time. So think of it like that, especially if you have like an initial consult, you can really get to know somebody and understand what kind of goals they're going for and understand the full situation of how long it might take. Again, knowing your ideal client is really important for that, because your ideal client is going to have a certain amount of time, a certain result that they're expecting and hoping for, a certain family situation that you are already expecting. And so those are the things that you want to know about your clients so that you can come up with a package that makes sense for them, right? That's why, yet again, it's important to know your ideal clients. So you go back and do more and more lessons. Okay, so that happens a lot too. Um, but the situation then turns into each lesson turns into a sales conversation. And that's exhausting. Like, when I work with somebody, I want to know they're in it till they see the result that they're looking for, right? So I don't want to be in a situation where I'm asking them if they want to keep going every single lesson. That's exhausting. Um, and just not a good experience. Like, as a client, I don't want to make that decision every time. We all have decision fatigue. It's like, I don't know, like, do I want to keep going? Should I save money? Should I spend it on this instead? Like, is this going fast enough? Like, it's just so many questions in your head all the time as a client. Whereas if you've committed once at the beginning of a program or a package, then Jessica, yes, it is. It's exhausting. I know. As a client, the experience is, okay, we're in it, we're moving forward. It's, I've made that purchase decision, I'm in it, I'm going to see this through. And it's not like a question or a conversation every time you meet with the person, right? The person providing that service, in this case, dog training, right? So hopefully that helps. So you can customize it to them as opposed to package ABC. It's up to you. People do it both ways. It really depends on what you think you can do, what feels comfortable to you, what your ideal client is going to want from you, how much time you think that's going to take. There's so many variables, right? So that's definitely some of the stuff that I walk you through in some of the course material that I provide. Let's see. Awesome. Wow, those were great questions. This turned out good. Hopefully people catch the replay. Awesome. Okay, so I think that was the last question. That's a good package. Bailey, I hope you found that policy. Thank you. Good. I'm glad that was helpful. Bailey, I was saying, I hope you found that kind of like policy or like script helpful. And again, it's in the roadmap bundle. Let's see. Oh, the ebook. We're going to talk about the ebook. Let's see. Yeah, it is officially available. Let's see if I can do a custom URL for it. Does that work? Let's see if that works. Yeah, that works. Okay. So a few weeks ago, if you follow me on Facebook, you guys know I was working on an ebook and it never got released because I got distracted by a bunch of other things. So I finally wrapped it up this morning and said I'm just going to put it out there. It is packed full of my deep thoughts that I often have when I'm working with clients, that I kind of like see on a repeated basis, and thought it might be useful to put together some thoughts around it because it's stuff that I'm seeing repeatedly, and like a lot of people are going through that kind of stuff. So I wanted to put together some words of advice, and that's really what this ebook has come together to be. It's called 5 Steps to Scale Your Business and Eliminate the Hustle. Now I'm a fan of hustling. I think I have worked a lot to get away from that. Deep thoughts. I love it. I've worked away from, or I've started walking away from wanting to hustle since I had my little girl. I certainly don't advise having a child in order to eliminate the hustle, but that's how it ended up being for me. So I wanted to share some of those thoughts and advice on that. Because it's really easy to get caught up in the day-to-day of your business to not realize that it's, and then like, months down the line, you realize it's not gone in the direction that you want it to. And so that's why I put together this ebook so that you can maybe take a step back and look at where you want to go instead, what feels good to you, and really start eliminating the busyness. I'm not a fan of busyness anymore. I have a little baby to be with, so I really focus on what is important, what is stuff that only I can do in my business, what is the most impactful work I can do with the few hours I have each day to spend online and help clients, right? So I've put this together. I'm going to post a link here as soon as I hop off, but I think you guys are really going to love it, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right. Yes, I hate hustle. I know. I totally understand that, Bailey. Slow and steady for this girl. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. I tend to be like workaholic. Like I love working. It's, it's like that creativity that comes to me. And it's like also like the problem solving. Like I love figuring out tools and getting things automated and all of that. But it certainly comes to a point where you have to work smarter and not harder. And yeah, so these are some really good thoughts. I included things like how I structure my to-do list for efficiency and priority. I also included some journaling prompts that I work through regularly to kind of reevaluate where I'm at and where I want to go as a business owner. So it's really good. I'm excited to share it. So I'll send you or post the link here. And if you miss the link or whatever, just tag me in a comment and I'll post it again. Yeah. What else? I think that's it for now. I'll leave it at that. Definitely make sure you're on my email list so that you can get the latest updates. You can just go to themoderndogtrainer.net and sign up there for any of the content, the free stuff that's on there. And I'll be around. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.